Hi guys. Hi, 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 hi. Welcome. I love this song. Corey Harper today. Very excited. Oh, hi, Courtney. Welcome to Wednesday, y'all. We're making it through. How's everyone doing? I'm good. Yeah, thanks. Someone said that necklace is so cute. I wanted to really spruce it up for you guys today, so I threw on a necklace. I was like, oh, I haven't touched these in a while. So is it backwards or can you tell it's a little K? I don't know how this is like mirrored. Anyway, update. If you guys saw my story, I found my wallet. And this is why I never learn, you know, I lose things and I'm like, that's it. It's gone. And then I find it and then I'm like, I did it again. And that's why I'll never learn to keep up with stuff because I always end up finding it somehow. I've left my purse in restaurants so many times and been like, that's it, it's gone. And then I'll run back and it's there. I never learned. Sunglasses, don't even get me started. Lost a million. But sometimes I end up finding those too. But those are definitely the ones that stay lost the longest. Anyway, so good news. Oh my God. I just ate a scarfed down a protein bar before this because I was starving. So anyway, let's go ahead and get Corey in here so we can get started and I won't keep rambling on about all the things. Yeah, I'm really excited to talk to Corey. It's gonna be great.
Yo.
Yo!
You said
There
protein.
he
You
is.
caught me like mid. I thought you were gonna meander for a little bit, but you caught me like I'm literally in my cabinet trying to find a protein bar right now because I'm hungry too.
I was just saying.
You caught me.
My friend Andrew was like, "Is that a dry cough, guys? I'm choking. I was just eating a protein bar too."
I was like, oh no. Oh no.
Everyone's concerned.
I can't find a protein bar.
What kind of
I do have
bar
brown bread from Cheesecake Factory that my friend sent us from New York. So I'm actually gonna eat this.
Have you bought that before?
Yeah, my girlfriend is like obsessed with it, and I love it too.
I'm
but
obsessed.
our friend from New York sent us some like from New York. Like it's just so funny. She just like bought it online. She's like, here you guys go. Like I bought you guys some. It's like that's like the most thoughtful thing anyone's ever done for us.
You know they have them out here in the grocery stores.
I know, but
it's better as like a gift from a friend.
It was just kind of like I don't know, a gesture.
I also love that you were digging for a protein bar and you're like, whatever, I'll just eat this brown bread from the Cheesecake Factory.
You know, at this point, Katelyn, this quarantine like snack habit that I have, I'm eating too on this now. Now I'm like regretting it, but
do what?
I'm so sorry that I'm like eating and like talking right now, but
no, it's fine. It's getting a real look, you know. It's not too rehearsed. This is just really the real you, which I like.
Yeah, you caught me mid like protein bar search, so we were off to a good start.
I've been eating these Rise protein bars. Have you ever heard of these?
No, and I'm actually just pretending that I like protein bars because I actually don't, but I
don't either, but these are really good. There's like 3 ingredients.
I'm a phony.
Anyway, not a sponsor, but Rise, if you're watching, I love your protein bars.
Yeah, plug it.
So how are you, Corey?
I'm great. I'm probably, like I said, we were on the phone earlier. I feel like that asking people how they are right now in this time is so like honoring because it's just always the same thing. It's like, well, I finally like changed another toothpaste, I guess.
Right, I went through a tube of
toothpaste. I've gone from regular toothpaste. This is how my quarantine's going. I've gone from regular toothpaste to, oh, I think I'll try some natural organic toothpaste, Tom's, if you will. Then I'm like,
Right.
from that to the, oh, I hear charcoal toothpaste is good for you, and now I'm just back to the regular shit. So that's
So
that's
you've
how I'm.
gone through some experimenting with toothpaste, trying
Yeah,
to figure out, and you're just back to the same. Yeah, I feel like everyone's kind of gone through a lot of phases, and so far in quarantine, like trying out new things. Like now that I say that, I can't really think of an example of what I've done, but it's definitely
it's
like,
to try new things.
yeah, yeah. But
I
thanks
love
for
that.
coming on today to
Thanks for having.
my Instagram live talk show.
I'm honored. Thank you.
I always want to point to like
I know. I was like, where's
a
the?
green screen banner or something. Just imagine it kind of here.
Can you see and hear me okay too?
Yeah, yeah, it's great.
Great.
So,
The worst.
Corey,
Also, I'm
you and
back with.
I met, I mean, we've known each other for a long time, but we met, right, if I remember correctly, for the first time playing a festival in Phoenix, Arizona, right? We were playing the same festival.
We did, yeah. We met like, oh my God, how many years ago was that now? Maybe like four years. You're like 2 years, 4. Yeah,
Yeah, no, I don't know. A couple.
I think it was like 2017.
Yeah, yeah, that feels right.
Yeah, and we were watching. Well, you obviously you're friends with my manager Jordy and
Yes.
well, your husband, and I was introduced to you, but we were watching American football after
Yeah.
playing probably one of the strangest music festivals. Well, actually, maybe not even the strangest. I've had stranger, but a very yeah strange music festival in
Well,
Phoenix.
I'm glad our first like official hang is on Instagram Live.
Yeah,
You guys are really getting exclusive.
where the real shit happens, where the real like genuine, deep, interactions happen now.
Exactly. And yeah, I mean, we were talking about that festival and it was reminding us of like some gigs we've played before that were interesting. Because you've been playing music for a long time, right? You've been writing and
I mean, I guess as a songwriter, I've only been writing since I was in college.
yeah.
Played guitar all my life, but as like someone who's playing shows, yeah, and only
Right.
like 5 years now.
And what's one that sticks out as
I mean,
memorable?
I think the one in Arizona sticks out because so not only was it in Phoenix, it was in Phoenix in like July, so it was just like
Right.
110 degrees, and
So
we
hot.
we like rented a big like GMC Suburban, and we drove out there. I don't think we didn't even fly. I think we drove,
Uh-huh.
and it was me and my good friend Dylan, who's a slide guitar player, and they tell us like the address of this place we're supposed to play. And we get there, and it's like we walk through, missing where we're supposed to go, and it's just this church building that was like wrecked, like the ceiling's gone, and it's just a pile of dirt in the middle.
Yeah.
Like it was like it had been demolished, like demolition. It was a demolition to church with like an open ceiling, and it literally looked like a Roman like structure, like
Right.
just open, like Colosseum style. It was just like that, and I was just like, so
Yeah.
what's the deal here? But anyways, we had like passed where we were supposed to go, and then like it actually ended up being even the place we were supposed to play was even stranger. It was like a nursery, like a daycare, like I think it was a church, like daycare.
Right. Yeah, I know. I have a vague memory of it as well. I do remember it feeling kind of churchy. I feel like there was a lot of candles lit. Like, is that?
Yeah,
Yeah. I have
yeah,
a terrible
that's
memory.
definitely like the biggest fire hazard ever.
Yeah, yeah, but you made it through.
Yeah, definitely.
I think I played on like an outdoor
Stage as me?
Do what?
Did you play on that same stage? Right?
No, I played on like some outdoor stage that they had set up.
Yeah.
But kind of like earlier in the day, so it's always a little bit funny to play in broad daylight.
Yeah, I know. I totally. It's I was just so I obviously playing any festival that I could at that time was really fun, but I was just so stoked to see American football.
Yeah, I know,
Like,
that was cool. I remember that.
but yeah, a lot of
I mean, you've had an interesting kind of like start into the music industry. Like you're from Portland, right?
Represent.
Oh yeah.
I actually didn't even realize I was wearing the shirt until you said that just now.
Represent.
Blazers, go Blazers, Rip City. Yeah, I'm actually here. I'll give everyone the spiel. I'm from Vancouver, Washington. It's not Canada. It's a small town in Southwest Washington that borders Oregon. It's very close to Portland. Basically considered a suburb. Depends on who you ask. So yeah, I'm from Portland, Oregon.
Right. You're like, I'm from Vancouver, but not Canada.
Yeah.
It's in Washington, but not DC.
Not Washington, DC.
State. And
confusing. Yeah. So I just say Portland.
A lot of explanation, but so you're from near Portland. You're in college. You're like starting to write songs, and then you and Cody Simpson start DMing, and he's like, "Want to come play my show in San Francisco?"
Well, it wasn't that fast. It was like, yeah, that's kind of where it got there. But I was going to school in Eugene, Oregon. I just taken a year off of school. I lived in Australia. I actually went and lived in Fiji for a little bit with my friend who was starting a nonprofit there, and now he works with exporting coffee from local villages that are exporting it to a coffee shop in Park City, Utah. That ends up all that money goes to these local villages and families in Fiji.
Oh, cool.
So I was helping him kind of start that, and I just was like looking for an excuse to like not go have to go back to school. I didn't even. I thought that I would never go back to school until a lot of my friends were going to the team that I went to. So, anyways, yeah. I moved to Eugene. I started writing music there after just wanting to be a songwriter for so long.
Yeah.
Like I'd always played guitar my whole life. Excuse you. That cough.
I know.
You know, especially in like these times, like you can't like you're trying so hard not to cough because like it's just like as soon as you start coughing, you're just like start like making yourself nervous. You're like, oh my god, like
I literally feel like I'm just still choking on like almond particles, but I'm like trying to hold it in, and you know how like that's worse when you try to hold in a cough. Like
yeah,
I
you
remember
tell your grand
like when you be taking a test and you have to cough and you're like trying not to cough, and then you're like
yeah. That's the worst. It's like the worst.
Anyway.
That and sneezing when you're trying to hold it in.
Yeah, exactly.
But now,
anyway, sorry about that.
Not to cough. You're just like
everyone's like, Katelyn, are you okay?
Yeah.
So okay, sorry. Continue.
Where was I?
I don't know.
No, I'm just yeah, so I'd always been a guitar player, and I'd always loved music. Like my dad, I grew up. My uncle and my dad both play guitar really well, and they taught. I'm gonna scoot back actually because this lighting's. I'm like backlit, and then I scoot back and I get dark.
Oh yeah.
And so, but I really, the music I listened to, I grew up listening to like Dave Matthews and like John Mayer. I heard like when I heard Ed Sheeran for the first time, I was like, dude, I really want to start singing because I feel like I can write songs like this. I just don't have a voice. So I just started singing in my car all the time and playing guitar still. And I played guitar for like 10 years. So I was like, loved playing guitar, but I never wrote my. Anyways, I was in Eugene. I was playing in like people's dorms. Like my friends would be like, hey, you want to come to our dorm room and like do a show in like the dorm lounge, you know? And I'd do stuff like that.
Nice.
I was working a job as a dishwasher at one of the dorms. So I went to the community college in Eugene, Lane Community College, but I lived on campus at U of O at Oregon.
Okay.
And University of Oregon, and I worked in like a freshman dormitory building.
Okay.
I worked in a freshman dormitory building as a dishwasher, and so I would just listen to music all the time, washing dishes, like singing to the same song, and like everyone that I worked with was like, dude, you need to like change up your music because like it's so annoying having you because like, the guy who washed the dishes got to play all the music, right?
Okay, got it.
I'd control the music.
Okay.
This tiny little boombox that like barely worked, speakers broke. And I would just play like the same songs on repeat, like
Right.
either listening to like Stevie Ray Vaughan play guitar or listening to like John Mayer songs or you know whatever it was at the time that I was like super into. I would just play it on repeat and just like, and it was probably really annoying, but also for me, I just like had no awareness of like anyone else at that time. I was just like trying to become better. Eventually they moved me to having to wear headphones. But
But you're still singing out loud.
yeah,
I don't know
right.
what's worse.
Yeah. And so I just started writing music in college, and yeah, Cody had like I remember following his music and being super into at what he was doing at the time with a project he was working on and the music he was making, because I've been familiar with him as like this child star, this like, you know, um, this personality on these, you know, Nickelodeon and Disney Channel platforms that was like insanely talented.
Yeah.
Um, which I imagine you know that whole community, and just
About being
how that goes. What's that?
about being very talented. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no, that too, of
No, I'm
course.
kidding.
Well, I mean, you have to be talented to be at least, you know, to be in that limelight, you know. But well, most of the time, but
Most.
yeah, yeah. But so anyways, I was just like, oh, this dude's so talented. He's such an amazing guitar player. Like, he's really, really, like, very, very talented at guitar. And I
Yeah.
remember just reaching out to him and saying, oh, I like your music. And he wrote me back and said, hey, yeah, you too. Like, and we just kind of started this, just talking about music and guitars and stuff on Instagram and whatnot. And that just turned into him saying, hey, you should come out and play a show. And
Right.
I was like, I don't really play shows, dude. Like I work at like a dormitory as a dishwasher, and I play like house shows like on my lawn in the summer. Like I don't never play.
Right. Right.
Long story short, yeah, I ended up driving out to San Francisco. He's like, I don't know how close Oregon is to San Francisco or where you live, but you should come out and open. And I just like got in my car and went and had an amazing experience, like playing.
So cool.
Yeah, it was weird. I played like song. I didn't have any songs. Like
Right.
I had like pieces of songs. I had one song that was like finished, and the rest were like a verse and like kind of a chorus, and then just like me like just playing guitar and then like making up words.
Yeah.
I remember I was so nervous that I completely forgot the lyrics of like my only song, and I just like made up lyrics, and no one like even noticed. I just like made up lyrics and
Right. You're like, well, these songs aren't out, so I can kind of do whatever.
yeah.
I
Well,
want.
I literally had nothing to lose. Like I just was like, um, but it was so nerve wracking.
That's crazy. Yeah.
And but
I
that's
would
what
imagine.
originally, yeah, that's where I originally got that feeling of being on stage in front of people, which I'd always envied. Like I remember going to concerts as a kid and seeing like I was really big into Ben Howard, an artist from the UK, who's
Yeah.
like biggest inspirations of all time,
Mm.
up there with John
Yeah.
and I just was like, I know I can do that. Like I remember seeing and being in the crowd, and I felt like uncomfortable. I felt this like uncomfortable feeling being in the audience, and I was like, I don't know what this feeling is, but I want to find out what it means.
Yeah.
And that's the first time I ever was like, oh, I think I need to be an artist. Like I think I need to do music for a living, because I always did it just for fun, and I loved music. My whole life revolved around it, but
Yeah.
I never put myself in a position of that like that comfortability or the uncomfortability where I was like, I need to like actually make this happen and do
Right.
everything I can to make it happen. And so
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I remember playing that show and being like, I want to just keep doing this like forever. Like I don't ever want to like lose that feeling. And now like I played, you know, so many shows now into my 5 years of doing this, and
Yeah.
I feel the same feeling every time. And that's eventually what brought me out to California. A friend of mine had started, had an idea for starting a music venue in his living room, and he was a longtime family friend of mine. His little brother, we grew up playing soccer together. We went to the same school. But we're best friends throughout school, and he just was like, "You should come live with me for a couple weeks." And that couple weeks turned into like 2 years, and I just learned how to start performing in a living room and doing these shows that I was comfortable with before I even moved to Los Angeles. And it was just that was like such a familiar place for me, like playing in a very small, you know, room with like a PA and like a couple people in a living room. That's what I love doing. Even
Yeah.
as a kid, I was like my mom and dad's like family friends that would come over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you do this show with
Sorry,
Cody.
I like ramble too. I like talk. You can just like
No, that's
hold,
great.
like
No, it's
shut
great.
up.
But Cody's like, come open for me in San Francisco. You're like, okay, I've never played a show, but yes. And then you
Yeah.
end up playing guitar for him and his band, right? And
Yeah, after that show, it's like, hey, I really like your music. You should come and play. Come
yeah,
on, I'm going on a tour. I'd love for you to play guitar in my band. I'd love to like help you out with anything
yeah,
music related. And he was like the first person to ever give me a chance to music, like more than anybody. Like that sparked. My manager now was managing Cody at the time, and then signed me from
yeah,
me. Like he signed me even before I even had a song out. Like just
yeah,
as a guitar player, he's like, I know you have like you're gonna make music, and
yeah.
he's his name's Matt Graham, and he's like him and Cody were the first people to really like give me a shot, and I was so thankful for it. And we just like had this amazing summer. I was playing in his band, and we toured the U.S. with a band called AER,
Okay.
which is like this like kind of like reggae hip hop these dudes from the East Coast that I just like I listened to in high school, and they were like really talented, and they had like all these songs that like were like really famous on YouTube and their music videos and stuff. And this other band from Sweden, I feel like they were from Sweden. They're called Chef Special, and they're like they're amazing bands, and they were
Yeah,
really cool guys. And like I'd never been on tour before, and I just like
yeah,
um I just fell in love with the whole experience. So
yeah. That's amazing. I mean, to like go from.
someone's saying, dude, someone goes, my man's talks a lot. See, I told you.
I don't think anyone's upset. Um,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's just cool, like to go from kind of just playing and singing along to Ed Sheeran while washing dishes in a dorm like kitchen to touring with Cody Simpson to like starting a venue basically in
Wow, it's
Venice called Winston House, which is really cool. I mean, I've been to a couple shows there. I think I've seen you play there.
Gavin. Hey, Gavin.
um,
See, but
and I mean, Winston House could talk about that forever. I mean, it's such a cool idea, and it's become such a like I feel like such a staple in Venice, like for the music community there, and so many cool people have played shows there. Like you guys just kind of had that idea, and it just sort of took off, right? And you helped start it, right?
yeah, I'm gonna try and explain it concisely as I can so that people.
I mean, you don't have to, but yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. It was basically here's the whole Winston House story, and anyone who wants to find out more about it can. But like, my friend had said, "Hey, I want you to come live here, and I want to help you with music." I moved in. We started setting up shows in our living room. More people started coming. It turned into this thing where every Thursday we would host people. I would find artists that I had connections with. Me and Cody would play, and it just we started reaching out to more people throughout the community in Venice Beach, and more people started coming, and it just kind of got out of our hands. It got so much bigger and bigger and bigger to the point where like the fire department was like, "Yo, you guys like." The police came to our door like every night. They're like, "You guys can't be having like 200 people in your."
Right.
It was like three-story loft in Venice, pretty like actually big size living space, but it was like not a space that like you could. It was like so uninhabitable. Like there was
Yeah.
like one bathroom that was like on the top floor. It was just like disgusting all the time. After like people would be there, there'd be like 150 people.
Oh my
I was
God.
like, and
Yeah.
it like spiraled out of control, and more people started coming, and bigger artists started playing, and it just like
Yeah.
whole thing, and it
Yeah,
really.
like who are some of the bigger artists that have played there?
What's that?
Who are like some of the artists that have played there?
I mean, the first time I like it really started going on, like it really took this like turn is when um I had met Justin Bieber through Cody, and we kind
Yeah.
of relationship, and we just started hanging out, and we just had this similar bond, and
Yeah.
just like childhood and just like interest in music, and
Hmm.
he was just really encouraging in my career, even though I didn't have any music out, and I was just like, "Yo, you want to come like play a couple songs like at my house like tomorrow or tonight?" Like, yeah, absolutely. Like what's the address?
That's amazing.
Just stuff like that, like
Yeah.
so weird, like such a like so casual, like, oh yeah, like, and I just told my friend, I was like, hey, like Justin's gonna come play a couple songs, that's cool. And he's like, all right, yeah, awesome. And then like it just, that night was like the night that defined like what Winston House meant. Like it was like, and not just because it was him, or it just like, then that night that so many people started coming and wanting to see people play, and it turned into just like this whole big thing.
Yeah.
Remember like another like a example of like this craziness of Winston House is like, I remember this wasn't even scheduled, he wasn't even supposed to play, but like it was just like a probably like a year into doing these shows, and I was in my living room, and all of a sudden like Hosier walks in, and he's like, hey, do you have a guitar I could use? And I was like, he's like, he's Irish, whatever Irish accent, and he goes, Gavin, you could probably help me out if you're still in here. But he goes, do you have a guitar? I was just like, what? Like this dude's like 7 feet tall. Like I was like, I didn't even know what to say. I was like, you're a host here? Like, I didn't know you were this tall. Like I didn't know, like you're Irish, and like what? Like, and I was like, yeah, use my guitar or whatever. And he just like got up on stage and started like playing music. And I was like, he played like, I was just like, what the fuck's going on? Like this is crazy.
That's insane.
Stuff like that, you know. And I don't know, a lot of people from the beginning who really cut their teeth there. Me and my friend Daniel, my friend who's in the chat right now, Adrian Coda, who is one of my longtime best friends, and he toured with me and Cody. He was drummer at the time for Cody. Just an amazing drummer. My compa. He's from Sinaloa, Mexico, and one of the best drummers in the entire world. And
shout out Adrian.
Amazing. He's amazing. Yeah. And he and I and Cody and a lot of my friends just started playing, and more and more artists started coming, and
yeah, totally.
That's the short version.
Yeah, well, I mean,
there's like so much to be said.
Yeah, I know. I feel like you could tell stories about it all day, and that's just so wild. I love that you're like, yeah, want to come play in my living room?
Yeah.
Because I remember going to Winston House too and being like,
what is this place?
And Jordy being like, yeah, like I don't know. I mean, this could be wrong, but it was like a lot of people live here, and I was like, this is your home.
Yeah.
There's
like 7 or 8 people live there, and there's like one bathroom.
Yeah, there's one bathroom. There's so many people walking around. I don't know. It's just really cool, and I love that it started with just this idea of like, oh, we just want to like have a place that our friends can hang and play music, and like
that's what it was.
And,
no agenda. It was just like,
like
me and like my 2 best friends from Vancouver, where I grew up. Like we all shared a bedroom and like shared one bed, like an air mattress. Like I lived on an air mattress for like 2 years, and just like all I did was wake up, drink coffee, go down to because I was on Abbot Kinney in Venice. I would walk down Abbot Kinney, like the main part of Venice.
Yeah.
Go get coffee from Tom's. I'd come back and I'd play guitar and write songs for 8 hours. And like sometimes someone would walk in that I didn't know, and I'd be like, you know, like for example, my friend Noah Kahn is one of my like favorite all-time songwriters, and my best friends. We met one day where Corey McGuire, who was started the Winston House, was like, hey, the guy from Vermont is going to come. He doesn't have any music out. We told him he could crash at the Winston House for like 2 weeks. So he's just going to like live with you in your room. And I was like, all right, cool. And we just met like that. He walked in and he was just like, yo, I'm Noah. Like, what's up? Very unassuming, like stuff like that. He just like random people walking in and forming these relationships that like now are like, he's my best friend. And his career in music is just like, it's so incredible to watch. Like he's had this amazing success, and just it's so cool. And I think that's like, it's like this similar feel of like artists in the 60s and 70s, like in Laurel Canyon, you know, people just like having this community of artists that got together and played music and partied together, lived together, played together, like went through life together, but also made music. And I think it's gonna it has its ups and downs, especially like it's not all like just, oh, it's like everyone who goes there is like going to be successful. And there's a lot of like all these like people who look like models that like live in this, or that like live in Venice and like come to these shows. And like it was like very like a rise and fall of like, what's this community need, who are we, like what is going on, and like how to reach out to more people and help. And
yeah.
so it's just with, and that those kind of things happen with every community. But
yeah, no, I mean the spirit behind it seems like, let's support each other, let's like help each other get better, and like keep bringing people into this.
Yeah. But that's where I really started, and since then I've just had a lot of opportunities playing music. And
yeah, you've gotten to go on some pretty cool, like you've gotten to play some pretty amazing shows. Like you opened for Justin Bieber, right?
Yeah, I did. I remember, and that's another thing that was just like so, just very. It's just an alternative. Like I said when we were on our phone call, like no right way to develop your artistry and like develop like a career. Like it just happens in random moments, and it's moments where you have to like make it count and like kind of move on and from that and go to the next thing. No matter how big it gets, it's always going to be the next step. I've gone playing that show with Justin, doing that show, to like then going and playing in a like daycare, like at the Arizona Festival. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just it's not like this. It's like every artist's career is like this, and that's what's as long as it's gradually going up like that. That's what it's all about. But yeah, I remember he just called me. He was like, "Yo, do you want to like play in Seattle and Vancouver, Canada, and Portland?" Like I remember, like I was like, "What?" Like and then I had no songs out either. So I played in my home. I played like where the Blazers play in Modesto, Oregon. I played a show for like 14,000 people, and I didn't have a song out, and it was just me and an acoustic guitar. And like up next was Post Malone, and then just like what is going on? And I was like in a dressing room with Post Malone. Like I was like, he had one song out too, and it was just like this weird thing. We just like, I was like, what is going on? Like what does my life look like right now? Like how did I get to this point of like, it's so weird. It's so trippy to think about it too, but like that's the thing about artistry, is it just takes you to these places that you just, it's wild, man.
Well, I think it's really cool that, you've had these insane, like almost over the top opportunities of like, hey, come play an arena when you have no songs out. Like that's not something that typically
and all happens. My friends are like at a Justin Bieber concert, like who didn't even know I played music, or like, wait, why is like Corey, like why? I went to like high school with him. Why is he like, what is going on?
Yeah, which I mean, I think it says a couple things. It's like, one, people I think just like you and are like, hey, like we think you're good and fun, and like come play, we want to help you, which is really, really cool, and says a lot about them too. But also I think it's cool that, I think it would have been easy for you to kind of have these opportunities and be like, all right, now I expect to be at this certain level. And it seems like you are still, exploring who you are as an artist, and always trying to grow and always trying to push yourself and continuing to put songs out that mean something to you. And, I think it would have been easy to maybe hit these opportunities and be like, I'm the shit a little bit, and then be like, oh,
which did happen all the time.
Well, yeah, of course, but like even you put out a couple songs recently. You just put out the song "Entertainment," which I was playing at the beginning.
Yeah,
and it's a really good song, and I feel like you have an EP coming out next month, right?
Yeah, June 5th.
Which is my friend Will says brows on point, both of you. Thank you.
Hey, I really pride myself on my eyebrows. Thanks, Will.
Did you film in?
Never plucked them, dude. They're just, I don't know.
Be honest, Corey.
I don't. I've never once. Even my girlfriend does she pops my pimples on my back. She like makes like face masks. Like she does everything else, but the eyebrows are just
untouched. Great. Wow. Just natural brows.
That's actually, just forget everything I just said. The reason I have a career is my eyebrows.
Let's be real.
Every my album title, like my album cover is just gonna be my eyebrows, and every
well, it's gonna be huge. Yeah, it's gonna be huge. But I really love the song, and I love what you've been doing, and I think
Thank you.
it seems like with this new EP and this new batch of songs, you were really trying to write about and express, more personal, vulnerable things than you have previously. And
Yeah.
I'm such a big fan of that. And I, try and do that with my music as well. And I think it's always just
Yeah.
like trying to pay attention to what you're going through and how to share that. But
Mhm.
what was the process of making these songs like?
First of all, thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. That's I'm glad that that's cutting through to people because that's the whole point of this project. But so yeah, I had come in contact with through Winston House, the producer Dave Lubin, who's now just an amazing friend of mine. He's from Oregon as well.
Mm.
We just connected, and we both connected through music and our just similar background and um, growing up in the church, like loving music of the church, and then like kind of like going outside of that realm and like
Yeah.
finding our own secularity through music and stuff. And like um, I went back to Portland to record this EP, and
Oh,
I
cool.
lived on his property for weeks. Yeah, he has this amazing farm that with like dogs and his family, and we just hung out for 2 weeks, and I never really like gotten to know him very well, other than before this EP, I recorded a song with him that actually it took like a year to record. Like we went back and forth, like so many, like 4 flights, like back and forth from Portland to LAX, like getting this song figured out, but finally making it perfect. It's called Best of Me. But then hearing how that song turned out, I was like, I want to make these, I want to make something like that, but in a whole project. So
Yeah.
flew back to Portland, lived at his place with his family, and in his music studio. He has this amazing like studio that he built in his backyard that is just this amazing
Cool.
recording studio, and it has like a loft that I lived in.
Yeah.
And I was just super comfortable making the music there, like living with his family, and his like wife is just this amazing human being who just like is like their dynamic, their relationship is just so inspiring.
Cool.
And we would have like breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day together, and it was just like this very wholesome thing that I had been like craving because I
Yeah.
living in Los Angeles, like living in a like really peculiar living situation, living in like a loft with like a bunch of artists, and then like especially in like the community of like Los Angeles that is just so not like the let's all sit down and dinner and talk about our like lives and what inspires us and like actually like get to know people. Like in
Right.
LA there's a threshold of like getting to know someone, and then you're like, okay, cool, I know them and they're my best friend, you know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Just amazing. So we wrote and recorded everything at his studio. I played like we played all the instruments on it together, and everything was just birthed right there in his studio. And
That's
it was the
cool.
first time I think I was able to come up with these songs, and these songs were able to happen because I was in a place of comfortability. And like it's hard to get when you're as a songwriter in Los Angeles, it's hard to go to a writing session, meet someone for this first time, and then be like, all right, I'm going to write about something that's like actually really hard for me to even like say out loud, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
And the reason I was able to do that was because I trusted Dave, and
Yeah.
we just had this, before every time we even went to record, we would talk about just things in our life that like, we're dealing with, and like we would just get real instead of like going to a studio and being like, oh, what up, dude? Yeah, I worked with this so and so. I played here. Like, oh, cool, you like the song? Oh, yeah, I think what they're doing is awesome. Like, well, there still is that, but it's on this level of like knowing someone and knowing who they are
Sure.
and
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
thing. So, yeah, I was just so lucky to be able to do that and like to go back and be in my home state and
Yeah.
make
Yeah. I
this
bet
music,
that was really nice to have
be
that
vulnerable.
kind of familiarity of like your surroundings and that connection to your childhood and like being able to, you know, access parts of yourself that probably are not as easily accessible when you're in LA and you're just kind of in your world and you're doing your thing and you're worried about other things that don't matter. I think that's really cool that you were able to take that time and like get out of the city and just sort of focus it all on the music. And I think it really comes through with these songs. I think they're really, personal, but like talking about stuff that I don't know. I think they're really, really good, and I'm excited
Thank
for the EP to come out.
Me too. I'm just like I'm so excited that that translates, and for you to
Yeah.
acknowledge that, and for people, I've never. This is the first time I've had a song where people have really. I've never had this kind of response before, where people
Yeah.
are like, I've had songs where people can connect to that's like a story about my life or losing somebody, and
Yeah.
a lot of the songs that I've written earlier have been about like my in a relation like relationally have a relationally background, like love song type stuff, and
Yeah.
like the first time I've ever written about myself, like
Mm-hmm.
in the perspective being afraid of things I can't even like process in my own head and having to say it out loud and then being able to write about it. Like it was like a therapy session
For
to
sure.
record these songs.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And now that they're out, it's like so scary, but also so gratifying to have people be like, I really connected to that. And
Yeah.
um, it was also just so fun because I just got to experiment with music. Like
Yeah.
when you work with so many different producers, say I've put out an EP before, or all the music I put out before had been like kind of like written with like random producers and songwriters that accumulated over throughout the year.
Yeah.
But now this is a time where I really got to just experiment and have
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Um, we landed in Portland the day we started recording it, and like went to a Brian Wilson concert, and it was just like had this crazy experience
That's awesome.
there, which was like I could elaborate on another time, but
Yeah.
like going to a music store and like finding just like weird things that made weird sounds and putting them on the
Yeah.
record. We have like a pinball machine. One of the songs on the EP is called Pinball, and it's all about like just this me trying to. The song is about this battle that I have with this like pinball machine, like trying like he has a machine in the vocal booth,
Uh-huh.
and for about the past like 2 years of me working with Dave, I've been trying to beat the high score on it. And it's a song that's like in the form of a love song, like, but it's really actually about me like being so devastated that I got so close to beating the high score one day when we were recording stuff
I
like
love
that, and
that.
like
It's deep.
having it's actually on some of the songs, like the sounds of the pinball machine and stuff
Oh,
like that.
that's awesome.
It's experimental, yeah, and
Yeah.
um,
Well, that's really cool. And I'm excited to hear a lot of the songs, and I love the ones that are out. Should we play a couple?
I would love to. I would love to, yeah. Um,
Um,
let me go over to my piano real quick.
yeah, yeah. Take us on a journey.
The journey of my house. Here we go. A lot of tennis balls because I have 6 dogs, me and my girlfriend. Here we go. I don't actually usually play this song on the piano, but I've been doing it
I love it.
recently with this song. Let's see. So this song is so funny because the first lyrics pertain to it's so appropriate for what we're going through right now, which is like I didn't even. It's like I predicted the future. But this song is called Entertainment. I don't wanna go outside. I don't need another kind of sleepless night. What about the other side? I don't wanna have to die to find out what it's like. Maybe it's dangerous in this town when I'm feeling this down. Beautiful faces creep me out. They're always around. I'm falling apart and it's painless. I dance with the dark and I hate it. So sick of the entertainment. And I don't wanna fake a smile. I don't wanna have to just stay well. Now I think I'm losing my friends to the things that they think I'm style. Oh beautiful faces creep me out. You're always around. Oh, falling apart and it's painless. I dance with the dark and I hate it. So sick of the entertainment. Oh, I'm losing my mind, losing my mind and my patience. I dance with the dark and I hate it. So sick of the entertainment. Falling apart and it's painless. I dance with the dark and I hate it. So sick of the entertainment. Oh no, yeah, I'm losing my mind, losing my mind and my patience. I dance with the dark and I hate it. So sick of the entertainment. Oh yeah, losing my mind.
Yeah. That was amazing.
Thank you so much. Hey, check it out.
I like it on piano. Oh, George
What's his name?
Bulldogs.
Ugo? Is his name Ugo?
Uga, like UGA,
Uga.
I think.
Yeah, Uga. He's sitting on the piano.
Yes, UGA, Athens.
Hi, he's my audience. He's gonna clap.
That was great. Your voice is insane.
There we go. Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I haven't like sang it all today, so I was just
I
was
know.
kind of.
Oh, my sister just said, "Oh yeah, go dogs." She's in a
I'm not a fan. My girlfriend is, and he was just chilling on the piano, so I'm a fraud, but.
Well, you can just lie.
Yeah, true. I'm an
Okay.
organ fan at heart. I'm gonna grab a. Are you gonna play one next?
I guess I'll play one.
Yeah, please do. I'm gonna grab a guitar. Oh, let me introduce you to my dogs.
Oh, hello.
There's Kurt. That's Coda.
Oh my gosh.
This is London, German
Oh my
Shepherd. This is Penny, Wiener Dog. This is a new puppy, Ellis.
Hi.
Hey, Ellis. Hey, Ellis.
Oh my gosh.
And I don't know where the little Wiener Dog is. The other one.
Oh, somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere.
Battle of the Line.
Oh, we're having an inception right now. My girlfriend is Instagram living. This is Ireland, by the way. Katelyn, Ireland.
Like,
I think she's playing charades.
Oh my God. I'm playing a game.
Oh my god.
This is all we have now is Instagram Live, you know?
I know, right? This is how we connect.
The best lighting is in here.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
she's got the lighting down.
Dude, I'm like, I remember I was talking to you earlier about like us trying to go TikTok famous.
Yeah.
I was making a joke about like a ring light, and Ireland's like, yeah, I already ordered one. You know, there's like.
Yeah, no, I'm a couple steps ahead. One's on the way. I know.
All right.
Everyone needs a ring light, I think. I don't have one, but I've been thinking about getting one too, but we'll see. I just have a bunch of windows, which I feel like is decent enough. Okay.
All right.
I haven't played this in a minute, and you know I'm very beginner on guitar, so I know you're really good. So okay, don't.
It's actually all my songs that I play are just like the most simplest chords ever.
Yeah.
They do not highlight my guitar ability, but I can't wait to hear it. Thank you.
This is one called Somebody Else that I put out last fall, and it's I thought I'd play it. I mean, I've been sort of writing about a lot of the same themes of just kind of looking in and kind of exploring parts of yourself that are there and are kind of scary and
yeah,
you know, all that. So this song is just about being in that place and kind of being down about everything. So it's called Somebody
can't wait to hear it.
Don't know what I wanna do tonight. Sick of feeling like I'm picking fights. I get mad at almost everything. No, I'm not the way I used to be. I just want someone to tell me that I'm okay. Yeah, I want someone to tell me that I'm okay. Some peace of mind is all I'm trying to find. Tell friends I'm fine, but I feel broken inside. I wanna be somebody else, somebody not scared as hell, somebody don't second guess themselves. Yeah, wanna be like that. Never used to think about it much. I just took it all for what it was. Now all I do is think about how it's never really working out. I just want someone to tell me that I'm okay. Yeah, I want someone to tell me that I'm okay. Some peace of mind is all I'm trying to find. Tell friends I'm fine, but I feel broken inside. I want somebody else, somebody not scared as hell, somebody don't second guess themselves. Yeah, wanna be like that. Yeah, I wanna be somebody else, somebody not scared as hell, somebody don't second guess themselves. Feel the wind start to change, take me through the night. No, I'm not far away from the brighter side. I wanna be somebody else, somebody else, not scared as hell, somebody don't second guess themselves. Yeah, wanna be like that. Yeah, I wanna be somebody else, somebody not scared as hell, somebody don't second guess themselves. Feel the wind start to change, take me through the night. No, I'm not far away from the brighter side.
Yeah, Katelyn.
Thank you.
That's a beautiful song.
Thank you.
Very beautiful song.
Thank you.
Like that. Wow, that is so cool.
Thanks.
It's always weird. Like it's hard to have a reaction. Whenever I hear I don't know, whenever I just hear a song that's really good, I always just like struggle with having a reaction because it's like, I hate, you can tell people like, oh dude, that's fucking like, whoa, like, oh my God. Like, but
yeah.
it's just, wow, that pre-chorus is insane. Like, when like the song was like stuck in my head.
Yeah.
Before you even finished it, that's like, it's a pretty damn good song.
Ah, that's so cool. Thanks.
Like, that's so cool. I like wanted to sing, but it's like delayed. It's
I
like,
know. That's
oh
the
my
one
God,
disadvantage
so
of lives.
What's the song called?
It's called Somebody Else.
When did you write it?
I wrote it last summer, and then it came out in November, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
What's the production like on the song?
It's pretty minimal. I mean, it's nothing crazy, but it's more than an acoustic guitar, and it just sort of builds throughout the song and kind of bigger towards the end. But I'm
gonna be like singing and humming it to myself all day. I have to go hear it. That's
Well,
an amazing song. Like that pre-chorus is so cool. Like, oh, it's so awesome. Yeah. Sorry, I'm like I never really know how to
no,
react.
please. I mean,
Like,
I'll take the compliments. Keep going.
yeah, it's really really good. It's super cool. I
Um,
love that. It's such like almost like it's melodically so perfect almost the like you start in like the verses have like these um these melodies that are so familiar, but then you go to the pre-chorus and it like takes it to like this other whole area,
yeah.
and you have the like the wanna be thing is
Yeah.
like so catchy and familiar, and then you just
Thanks.
that alternate like bridge. I mean, I could like geek out and be like
Yeah,
go
I
full
wrote
song,
that with
but
Justin Gamella and a guy named
yeah,
Jake Scott. Do you know him?
who?
Jake Scott?
Yeah, I do know Jake Scott.
Yeah, we wrote
Oh my
that one
god,
together.
dude, that dude he also played at Winston.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
did like a couch session one time, and I remember being like, I was just like it is. There's moments in in every songwriter, whether they admit it or not, where they like hear somebody and they just like get upset because they're like, "Fuck, like I'm not that good."
Yes.
And I remember hearing him and being like, God, I was like, I don't know, I was just like pissed off. I was like, this dude's fucking good.
Yeah, yeah.
But
He's
then
really
I met him and he's like, this is the nicest dude ever. I'm like, oh, dude, like, and he's like nice guy who's like got a like amazing wife and just
I
like,
know.
and he's like good looking. I'm like, God,
Yeah, I know. It's frustrating.
so annoying, dude. Like,
Chill
jeez,
out. Yeah.
save the rest of us, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but yeah, he's one of my favorite people to write
I
with.
love his voice is insane.
I know. It's great.
Like, man,
Yeah. Well,
love that.
we're getting close to an hour, so if you have one more, we can just let this be kind of the outro.
The outro?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out which one I want to play. And I see so many people in the comments saying, "Oh, you guys need to write," which is like,
I know.
hearing that song and finally getting to like have a conversation.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely something that needs to happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even if we need to do it over like Zoom or anything.
I know. Yeah. Gosh.
Absolutely.
Zoom sessions for the rest of our life.
So given this is I guess a bit of promo for the EP, I'll play a song off the EP.
Great. Yeah. When does it come out, by the way?
June 5th.
June 5th. Okay. And it's called?
It's called Overcast.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
All right. June 5th. Overcast.
I'll introduce the song. I actually normally wouldn't play this song, but I feel like you just like played a very vulnerable song. I'll play this one.
Yeah.
And just I don't know. It's it's probably the most important song on the record because it's about my friend, my best friend I grew up with. He took his life 3 years ago,
Wow.
and it like really, really, really sent me down this crazy just spiral of just questioning existence and life and depression.
Yeah.
And anyways, this was the song that really kind of changed the whole tone of like my time writing these songs.
Yeah.
And I wrote it like after writing a song that day. And it was like I was a week away from my 25th birthday, and I was like, this is the first time I'm going to be older than my friend. And so it's called 25, and it's about my buddy Sebastian.
Cool. Yeah.
So I'm going to find where it is. Sorry, I didn't come. Should work. Yeah, it's song called 25. Thanks for having me on, Katelyn.
Hey, thanks for being here, Corey. This is so
Absolutely.
fun.
Sorry I didn't call. It's just I thought your mom had your phone and you never turned it on. I know it's not my fault. It's just I'm way too late to take back all the times I blew you off. Did you really not want to stay? 'Cause I'm so tired of he's in a better place. Run away, run away. Run away, run away. Swore I saw you when I drove through that red light. It's been 2 years since you had to say goodbye. Now this long drive and these long nights don't feel right. Oh, I wish you could have made it to 25. And fuck withdrawals, 'cause I could use a cigarette or maybe a cup of coffee in the car. 'Cause mine won't even stop. And I can't listen to Kurt anymore, 'cause it's just way too hard. Did you really not want to stay? 'Cause I'm so tired of he's in a better place. Run away, run away. Run away, run away. Swore I saw you when I drove through that red light. It's been 2 years since you had to take your life. Now this sunrise and these long nights don't feel right. Oh, I wish you could have made it to 25. To 25. Ooh, and these sunrise and these long nights don't feel right. Oh, I wish you could have made it to 25.
So beautiful.
Thank you so much for letting me play that.
I love that. Thanks for playing it. Thanks for sharing all of that. I know.
Yeah, absolutely. The song's called 25 for some.
Yeah, that's such a beautiful song and tribute to your friend.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. I got to the song took me a couple tries. I tried writing it for a while, and the first version just turned out like I wanted it, and then I kind of rewrote it and bridged it together with this idea we got going in the studio. But
That's awesome.
yeah, it's amazing. It's a song I didn't want to write for a long time. I divorced myself, and I got to share it with his parents and his sister, and it was just like I'm just so excited for it to be out. It's really beautiful.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate you playing that and sharing all of that and hanging out with me today. This has been so much fun, and I truly just think you're so talented.
In real life.
Do what?
I said once we're able to, we should hang out in real life.
I know, exactly. If we're all ever allowed to leave.
Yeah, I'm gonna start hanging out with random people when this is all over. I'm just gonna be I'm just gonna go to a bar with a girlfriend and just strike up a conversation with strangers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I'm not that type of person. I'm the most included person, but I'm just gonna start doing random things for no reason.
Yeah, exactly. But
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me and letting me ramble on and on and on and on and
yeah, no, it was great.
Yeah, it's amazing that you use your platform to interview people and get to know other artists. I think it's an honorable thing, and I'd love to do it again sometime. I'm gonna do one of my own, and I'll have you on.
Hey, that sounds good. I'm ready anytime.
Yeah, as long as you play that song again, because good.
All right, Corey. Well, thanks so much for coming on. Have a good rest of the day.
You too, and thank you so much for having me. Thanks, everybody.
All right, bye.
Bye, Katelyn.
Bye. That was amazing. So great. So sweet. Corey Harper, everybody. Well, that was a real treat. And once again, thank you to Corey for coming on. That was so much fun. So I'm back tomorrow with one of my favorite authors, Jedediah Jenkins. I'm so excited to talk to him. I cannot wait, and I think you guys are really gonna love it and love him. So come back tomorrow at noon. And I have a new song coming out on Friday. Made it this far, May 15th. I'm really excited to share it with you all. So yeah, just a reminder, you can pre-save it at the link in my bio. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go now, I guess. Thanks again to Corey. Everyone go check him out, follow him, check out his music, and look out for his EP, like he said, coming out June 5th. It's obviously gonna be amazing based on those couple songs he played. All right, y'all. See you tomorrow.